shit. That's what I'm talking about. Wait.
Okay, now, from the beginning.
This is Christy Zemaier, and we are thrilled to have Christy. She joined us about 5 years ago, you think, Christy?
It's been about 5 years. Yeah.
Yeah.
Time flies.
Yeah, it does. And, you know, with a lot of agents, there's a kind of a lag period when you get started. And for you, it wasn't because you were a new agent, because you had your own business up in Chicago. But when you move down here, you know, you just don't know the number of people that are here. So
Exactly. You have to start over.
Yeah, you really
started
do.
Over. Yeah.
You really do. So first, let's start off with how long have you had your license?
2006.
Okay.
So it's been almost 20 years.
Right. And tell us about your what you were doing in Chicago.
I worked in a specific market on North Shore of Chicago from 2006 until I moved here, and had a great team, one of the top teams on the North Shore of Chicago.
And they're still there, right?
They're still there. Yeah.
And do you do much up there anymore?
Not a whole lot. When I moved here, I really shift my focus.
Right.
Of course, that took a little bit of time, and still had a lot going on there when I did move here, and then kind of figuring out how things would work with kind of referrals and my business there, because I have, long history with a lot of clients there, and so a lot of them, repeat business and stuff. And who was I gonna have take care of them in person there that I trusted, and definitely have a couple people that do that for me. Yeah.
Well, we were thrilled when you joined us, because you know this area. I mean, you've lived in Fairview now for what, 5 years?
6 years.
6 years. So, and right in the heart of what we do. And I guess your kids attend Lovejoy School District.
Yeah.
Tell me how many kids you have.
2 kiddos. My boy is a freshman this year, which is extremely hard to believe. And my daughter is in 8th grade.
Okay.
So they're only a year apart. Next year, they'll both be in high school, which will...
Yeah. And I know you spend a lot of time, your daughter is in the dance.
Yes.
Tell us a little bit about that.
Yes, she's in competitive dancing. So she dances at Pure Movement, and she started there. She's been dancing since she was 4. But when we moved here, that's the studio we picked, and we've stuck with that studio. They're absolutely fantastic. But she trains at least 20 hours a week.
That's amazing.
So it's intense, and the seasons go pretty much year round. I mean, we stopped, had nationals in July, and then she already goes through auditions and intensives immediately following, and casting comes out, right around when school starts. It's only kind of like a few weeks off between seasons. And then we already have the first competition with all new choreography for her dances this weekend.
Wow. That is really a commitment.
It's intense.
You're on the road, seems like, all the time with her.
Yeah.
But she must enjoy it. You're not having to push her, I would imagine. She enjoys what she's doing. And...
yes, she does. Every year before I sign that contract, I make sure of that. Because if there's any pushback on, reminding her you're going to miss birthday parties, it's a huge commitment.
Not to mention the amount of money you guys spend traveling.
Yes, it's kind of like putting her in college. Hopefully she gets a scholarship.
Yeah, I think that's what a lot of people are relying on when they start their kids out this early, to spend that kind of money.
I keep that in the back of my head, like maybe she'll go that route.
Yeah. And then what is your son involved with?
He plays baseball, and he does that quite a bit too. Some travel tournaments, and he's in tournaments quite a bit.
What position does he play?
He plays shortstop and pitcher.
Okay.
And sometimes left field, sometimes second base, but those are his main positions. And
you and your husband, you must stay busy just trying to stay on top of all their events and going to them and making sure no one feels left out. That's quite a tall order.
Yep. We divide and conquer a lot. And sometimes we try to switch, right? Because Kurt spends a lot of time with my son, and I spend a lot of time with, by default, with what they do. And so sometimes we try to, switch so we can
Yeah, you're
be
very
involved.
typical of a Fairview family, very active in school and with the kids and,
Yeah.
getting the grades and standing behind the school, supporting, which we're big supporters of our school district.
Yeah.
How did you get into, what were you doing before you got into real estate?
Oh gosh, kind of a hodgepodge of things. Out of college, I went to school for speech pathology, and then I didn't ultimately end up really doing anything in that.
What was your, why would you pick that major? What did you foresee yourself doing down the road?
Well, I kind of just fell into it because I was one of those in college that I didn't really know exactly what I wanted to
Yeah,
do.
me too.
And so I had a lot of credits in a certain area. And then I ended up taking a course one time, just an off random course along the lines of speech pathology, and I loved it. And so I was like, huh, maybe this is
I'm going to ask a
what I'll
stupid
do.
question.
Yeah.
What does a speech pathologist do?
Well, there's a lot of different, depends on kind of what segment it's specifically that you're, into, but it's exactly what it's speech therapy basically is what it is.
Like if someone is having difficulties talking or expressing themselves or what? What?
All of the above.
Okay.
They're diagnosed with something and then they're referred to a speech pathologist for that specific problem.
Okay. All right.
hmm
And what does your husband do?
He's an actuary. Most
Hmm.
people don't know what that is.
Oh, yeah, I do.
Do you?
Hmm.
So it's all math and numbers and probability. And he works for Northern Trust. It's a
Hmm.
bank. And he's actually still he's employed downtown Chicago still. So
Oh,
his office
okay.
is Chicago. He works remotely here.
Hmm.
And so he travels a little bit for business. Not a
Right.
lot. He'll have like a meeting in New York in the morning, so he'll have to fly out that night, go to a meeting, and travel all
Yeah.
day back. But
And where did you go? Say you went to college? I can't remember.
University of Kansas,
Okay.
I'm a Jayhawk,
And
yeah,
then how did you meet your husband?
at school. So
Okay.
he's from Chicago, born and raised, and then he went to Kansas,
All right.
and we met there.
And
Yep.
your family is originally from this area. Is that why you moved back down from Chicago?
So yes, I moved around a lot growing up, or some, I guess. My dad worked for the Santa Fe Railroad, so we moved where their headquarters are. He's a
Hmm.
computer programmer, and so when I went to college at University of Kansas, my family picked up and moved here my freshman year,
Hmm.
and so I have two younger sisters, and we're all like 4.5 years apart. So when I was my freshman year of college, and my family moved here, this is where I would come home to.
Hmm.
And then my family stayed put. They didn't go anywhere else again. So my
Right.
my little sisters were basically they grew up here, I would say. And then when I moved to Chicago after college and to be with Kurt, we were long distance for 3.5 years. And then we would come, started our careers there and had kids. And then we would come here to visit my family, my side of the family for spring break. We'd always come here during spring break since it
Hmm.
was really nice here in March and not nice in Chicago in
No,
March.
that's,
And
I've talked to quite a few people that say they gave Chicago a try and just couldn't take the winters. It was just too cold.
there, it's cold, and they're long winters.
Yeah.
So when we could come here and swim in March, my family for years and years were saying, "White, look what you get for the money here, and
Hmm.
look what the weather is, and all that kind of stuff." And finally, after years, I decided, you know what? Why not? Why
Hmm.
not? Because it was always me that
Right.
said, um, couldn't move my career. I had built a big career in Chicago, and you can't transfer that. Real estate
Hmm.
doesn't transfer. My
Right.
experience transfers and my knowledge
Right.
transfers, but people knowing me and who I am and being
Right.
established, I had to start over. And so that was not an option for me for a long time. And all of a sudden, one day I was like, why not? I can start over.
Yeah. It
And I
takes
did.
yeah, it takes kind of that riverboat gambler attitude to make a move like that. A
Yep.
lot of people they get set and they go, well, I could move, but then what if that happens? And other people say, look, I'm going to do it. Now's the time to do it, and they don't look back.
Yep.
So
We were pretty crazy. Like we were here for spring break. And again, my family, throwing it out there, why don't you move? And my husband's like, why do we do this? Something came over in me, and I was like, why not? Literally from that moment, I figured out what school district I wanted if we were going to do this. And I zoned in on Lovejoy, and I just kind of started looking. And sure enough, within 3 months of it being on my radar, we moved. I sold my house, bought a house here, and we moved in 3 months.
Yeah.
It's crazy
Yeah. Well,
to think I did that, Yeah.
yeah, and you could do it. You could move at the speed you wanted because you've got you're licensed. You're already a licensed agent up there.
Yeah.
Was there any reciprocal between Texas and Illinois as far as real estate?
No, nothing. So when I got my license here, I had to, completely start over with the licensing. And I didn't have to take the national portion of the testing because I'm nationally licensed. But yeah, I had to go through the whole thing as far as Texas goes. And it works very differently here than there. There we have what's called attorney review period and not an option period. So the process works a little differently. You negotiate a contracts a little differently, and the rules are a little different.
Yeah.
Yeah.
Do you, now you've made let's see, you sold this year Dublin Road and Country Club. Those were two really nice sized transactions. And then you also represented the seller of Dublin on another home in, where was that again?
Frisco Lakes. in
Okay.
Frisco.
So and that all happened in the last probably 3 weeks, I would imagine.
Yeah,
So
big month.
Yeah, it's a big month. And we have a nice gift for the agent that finishes number 1 this year. And I think you're probably going to take it. I haven't looked at the Jason, have you seen the numbers where everybody is? We'll probably do 50 million this year, I would imagine. And you'll have a good portion of that. Do you enjoy?
We're way more than that, actually.
Oh, we are. Do you have a preference with the listing side or the buyer agent side?
Oh, that's a great question because it's different, right? I really enjoy the listing side. I just do. I enjoy the listing side.
I
But
do
of
too.
course,
Some people enjoy that we're representing buyers. They
yeah,
love getting in the car and looking at a lot of different properties and helping the buyers make that decision. Jason, I think you like that. You really enjoy it, you've said.
Yeah.
Whereas listings, tons of work on the front end, getting everything together, making sure everything looks great wherever it appears. And then after that, it's just maintaining it. So it's usually less work until you actually start negotiations. And a lot of people think that once the contract's been negotiated and it goes to title company, that things stop. A lot of time that's when negotiations start.
Yes.
And you've had some really tough deals this year.
Yeah.
And I think a lot of the deals that you close are just by, of course, it's the client wanting to proceed, but you've got to have a strong agent that can represent your best interests and talk to the other agent and make sure that your points are addressed, and you're excellent at that. You've gotten some really tremendous reviews, and some sellers have gone far and beyond of what we normally see too to show you their appreciation. So
They have, which always feels very good because I do become close to my clients.
You do.
I just always have, and once spending so much time with them and talking to them daily, multiple times a day for significant amount of time, and then all of a sudden it stops, and I get a little emotional.
I know.
I stay in touch with
strange?
them.
You're talking with someone almost on a daily basis, 2 or 3 times,
Yeah.
and then it just stops. So,
and I get emotional, and I've even told clients that sometimes. I'm like, I'm just gonna miss you.
Yeah.
So I do stay in touch, and but yeah, I do. I think I love the listing side so much because I just love the type of work it is. I'm real big into staging. It's always been one of my favorite parts of the process. and
Right.
guiding them on getting the home ready.
Right.
And I'm somewhat of
Yeah.
a perfectionist,
Right.
which can be
Yeah.
good and bad.
You are, your homes are always staged beautifully, and they're always, have got a great description on them,
I
which,
put a lot of
yeah,
thought into
yeah.
those
Do
for
you
sure.
use, chat? I think I asked you this. Do you use chat to do that
You
for you?
did ask me that, and the answer is no, I don't.
Okay.
And some people would find that silly because why would I not, right?
Hmm.
And I've tried. I have, and I know that it's one of those things that it gets to know you the more you do
Right.
use it. But it's like what it spits out is nothing near what I want it
Hmm.
to. And I feel like I spend way too much time telling it what to
Right.
correct that I just might as well write the thing
Yeah.
myself.
Yeah. That's a good point. That's a good point.
That's my experience so far. Maybe I'll change in the future because I know most people do. But
Hmm.
as of right now, no, I write my
Well,
descriptions.
you've had some, I'm not going to even call it luck. You've had some good successes with homes, very high price homes that have sold. And there's no question in my mind, a lot of that had to do with the way you handle the transaction. So w- there's not a home out there we could put you on that you couldn't handle. And I wouldn't feel 100% comfortable that I probably wouldn't even hear from you once you got it listed because you're a pro.
Unless you wanted to, yeah.
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 So I think that's basically what I wanted to cover, you and your family, and just let people know how pleased we are to have you with us. And
Well,
if you
thank you.
guys are interested in making a move to buy or sell, Christy specializes in this area, Fairview, Lucas, and Parker, but she can obviously go anywhere in Collin County. So
Yeah.
if you're looking for a good agent, give Christy a call.
Thank you.
Thanks,
Thank you,
Christy.
Tom. Appreciate it.